Let me ask you something, and I've been thinking about this issue a lot, and it's around identity on both sides here, right? And I don't even like talking about sides because it's not really the right terminology, but a trans woman or a trans man or whatever it is, right? They're going to have an identity, a view of themselves. And biological women will also have an identity. How do we actually get to a position where we can have respect for trans people and also dignity for women who identify around their biological sex? I mean, how do we square this? How do we move forward on this?
I think it's socially and politically, women tend not to define themselves by their biological sex because those arguments start to become to do with autonomy. So if you, I mean, I'm sure it's fine to define yourself however you want, but in social realities, we're not looking at somebody's biology. We're communicating with somebody on a very personal level, and it's to do with gender.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've never run into a conflict with anyone based on that. I mean, I have on the internet.
but not in reality. Yeah, exactly.
But it's not for me to say to you in this conversation how women should be defining themselves. Now, that's not what I'm here to do. But what I noticed through the whole modern period of progressive democracy, the risk assessment has been done. You know, the whole of the research, and like you could call it a risk assessment. The risk assessment has been done just through praxis. But recently, since the idea of self-ID came in and the lobbying started to come against that, you've seen these arguments come into the media, and that is why. So unpicking the Equality Act and saying like, oh, we need to start defining women biologically now, is coming out of that. It's not coming out of any kind of feminism. And this idea that J.K. Rowling is some kind of a voice for women is complete nonsense, because women don't agree with J.K. Rowling.
Frida,
some might.
Just before I let you go, very briefly, I mean, we've had a conversation for the best part of 10 minutes now, which has been, I think, respectful and actually coming to dealing with some of the crux of the issues, right? You've talked about the biological elements when it comes to medical issues, and that's an issue between you and your doctor. You've also talked about the fact that you don't mind being described as a person who identifies as a woman. Why is this such a heated, toxic, polarized debate? Why can't we actually have the kind of conversation you and I are having now to try and work a way through in terms of the language? We're all grappling with it. We're all trying to work it. Why can't we just deal with it in a dignified manner?
I think it's a social media phenomenon, and I think it has parallels with the immigration debate.
Right.
Because what else notices, some people might as well say trans women are coming over on small boats to turn your kids into non-binary climate activists. That's the kind of ridiculousness of the debate. Yes. There's no invasion of trans women. Nobody's taking over anything. Nobody's rights are being taken away just because I decided, you know, I'd feel better if I called myself Frida. You know, that's not, it's not the case.
I understand.
But I can have a philosophical argument about what a woman is. That is a separate thing altogether.
Understood.
And we need to have these arguments. But I would say, you know, J.K. Rowling has done a lot of damage. And if you follow Trans Safety Network or if you follow the Good Law Project, I mean, it's being reported now that there are children who have taken their own lives because they've been on a waiting list for transgender healthcare, and it's unacceptable. And this is a scandal. It's absolute. There's going to be an inquiry into all of this corruption, and we need to start that now.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Frida. That was Frida Wallace. Appreciate that. Trans activist, YouTuber, and podcaster at the Trans Lobby.